Mm. Hell yeah. Ain't you dead? What's the power I'm going against? Okay. There we go. There we are. Full fucking screen, baby. There you go. I'm trying to play both games. The game y'all watching now, that's on my Note 9. The other one's on my Note 10 Plus. Actually, yeah. Yeah, y'all watching them. I'm playing on the Note 10 Plus. I didn't play this fucking thing forever, so I'm just gonna fuck with it for a minute. Restart. Let that go. Oh, man. Oh, shit. I need to get some food from my fridge. Cow. Look at that. Knock that motherfucker out the air. Dang. I ain't played this in months. Tell me if the whole thing is pitching good. There we go. I'm on my damn clothes. bitch. Anyways, a fridge. There's the freezer. Here. One, two, three. Yeah. So. Hell yeah, I ain't through that shit. Hell yeah. This is right here, this cleaned. Yeah, let's see, I need a drink. Yeah. Look at all that. And then bottles are sitting there. And then 2 liters. And cans. Work energy. That's right here. Best chocolate milk. And I have a good breakfast with it. Let's take a milk coke. And that. What's in my? What's it called? Drink chocolate milk with it. Where's that? Right here. Yeah. So, you can't forget about these. I don't know if you've seen that. Got my TV, my stereo hooked up. That shit bumping now. I get my Xbox hooked up to it. The Xbox was hooked up to the computer. It's still overheating. Let's have crystal time for this. Okay, this one's done. Here we are. Actually, you just leave that. I'll plug this one in. Just the new Note 10. You know how they have fast charger, right? They got this game called Super Fast Charger. Look at this shit. Super Fast Charger. Pictures. Yeah, shit. Real fancy shit's good. Yeah, let's go down. There you go. It's a two speed. Yeah, cut me down. No, it's in the bed. Bang. Shit. I forget my camera's on this side. Damn, this is close. There you go. Cool. Let's see here. back. Oh, 3-star that shit. 15, 20 bucks. But you don't get no more green. Plates. 60,000. Can't use a fucking team. What the fuck? Fuck, man. Fighting. Damn it. Damn, I lost. Fuck. Bitch. No. Fuck. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Yeah. Fuck it. Go with it. Done. Yes. Fucking take a minute. What the fuck? Hmm. 3,000. Counter. Counter. What? Oh, see. There you go. Good shit. Good night. Oh shit. Man. Yeah, 600 fucking points. Damn, it went up. 160, 750. Oh yeah. Look at this shit. See, 33773. Hell yeah. That's really good. We'll be at 4,000. $41. Wow, over 200. Damn, look at this shit. What's going on here? Wow. $65. Mm-hmm. Where's she at? She's not even up shit. She's fucking weak. Yeah. Oh. Alright. Look rain. Oh, look at this. Get back. What's this shit? Look at my Hulk. Damn. Look at that. Damn, I ain't playing so long. Probably months. There we go, man. Energy. Alright. Let's do campaign because Cyborg is right. Man, he's always fast. It's 25 gems, I'll take it. Come on, give it to me. You bitch. Give it to me. I need 5 more. 4 more. Yeah. Damn it, son. How's that? What's on, boy? Fucking on there, too. God damn. Yeah, I wasted a lot of fucking gold. I know how much. Yeah, with that. $2%. I want to do this online. It's 66. So 55 or 55. What does it go up to? $65. There. Shit. What's a day? Okay. Let's go back. Those moves already. Where's he at on here? Oh, he's number 2. Shit, nigga. I'll be keeping up on his ass because he's a fucking beast. A 1,000 purples. You do it twice. Let took it down. Hey, you know, I had 1,000 purples. Are you fucking serious? How many do I got? 500? Shit. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, got the money to do that. How much this shit cost? 30% piercing plus what, crit and bleed. Harrison. Okay. There goes this one. It's that fucking crazy. Okay. Shut up, boy. Where's he at? 20, okay, 351. 351, that's it, shit. We're back. $351. 5% max health and revive. Gains 5% speed per X-Men ally. It takes gold. Right. Let's do this. Go back. We'll take this. This. Oh. 70. Shut up, nigga. Today's trying to do something. 351. $351. Damn. Okay. $146. It's 130. So that's 130. And this one's 140. Okay. So you get 802. Money, can you shut the fuck up? Look at that. Ooh. Attack primary 520% piercing damage. With damage closest to the ally. Man, dude, hard. Everything prison. Shit. So what's this one? The healing jump? Okay, here's that one. And this one. And what's this one? Yeah, this one. Okay. What about this one? This plus blade. And, shut up, my nigga. 520%. Same thing. So what changes? Nothing. Let's see. Damn, I like to get this piece. They see the fucking purple by accident. All them. And then fucking there. Train. See, he's missing one. Flip it there. 15, 9, 12, and 7. Let's get these 60,000. Okay. So I do, baby. Alright.
Galaxy Note 10 Plus. In a vacuum, it's a no-brainer of a buy. With a feature list longer than almost any smartphones and an 8-year legacy of almost nothing but hits. But you shouldn't buy phones in a vacuum. You should buy them in context. Look at how good the competition has gotten. $700 and even $400 price points. The Note 10 Plus has to work harder than ever to justify its $1,100 tag. I've been using the phone for 7 days. Let's see how close it gets to that justification. Flashback to last year. It was hard to justify a 4-figure price tag for a phone, especially since I just eviscerated the iPhone XS Max for the same price. But I argued that the Galaxy Note 9 was worth it, because it was as close to no compromises as you could get. Well, while the Note 10 Plus doesn't bring as many compromises as its smaller Note 10 sibling, the ones it does make are contentious. Let's start with the now absent headphone jack. I mentioned in my hands-on that it won't bother those who've already made a switch to Bluetooth headphones, but for creators, whom Samsung is specifically targeting with this new built-in video editor, the 3.5mm jack is still a crucial tool.
Yeah, really go.
Take a situation like this where we're talking directly to the camera. It's cool to use the S Pen as a remote, and the live focus effect can make it look like I'm on a malfunctioning holodeck, which is cool. But without a headphone jack, I can't plug a lav mic into the Note. And with a field of view of just 80 degrees, the framing gets a little cramped unless I use a selfie stick. This phone really could have used something like a 97-degree camera, like the right-angle selfie on the Pixel 3. And then there's the new fingerprint sensor. When in-display readers are implemented like they are on the OnePlus 7 Pro, I really like it, because that optical reader is super fast. And if it does make me wait, at least it gives me visual and haptic feedback while it tries to authenticate. The Note 10's ultrasonic reader is slower to begin with, and since you get no haptic feedback, nearly any feedback on the AOD, well, that makes it feel even slower. There's no longer a heart rate reader or an iris scanner on the Note 10 Plus, neither of which I really miss. But what I do miss is the notification LED. Still, the best way to tell you that someone's trying to reach you is your phone is across the room. Now, I hope you're not bummed out about me starting with the negatives, because Samsung does give us a bunch of goodies in exchange, starting with the biggest battery ever put into a Note. I punished this thing. The first thing I did after unboxing was set the always-on display to persistent mode, and I set that gorgeous screen, also the biggest ever on a Note, to maximum resolution. This being the summertime, it stayed close to max brightness most of the time too. To pile on the pain, I paired the phone to a smartwatch, 2 sets of Bluetooth headphones, and I never took fewer than 30 photos a day. Despite all that, the phone never got close to zero before bedtime after 18 hours. When I did charge, the 25-watt adapter in the box got me from 0 to 58% in a half hour, and to a full charge in 75 minutes. I only had to do that for testing, though. I usually used wireless charging. The Note 10 Plus gives you that capability in forward and reverse, in case you have a Galaxy Watch or Galaxy Buds you need to juice up on the go. That's a feature that came over from the Galaxy S10, and so did the camera array. It is so nice to have this diversity of angles, especially the ultra-wide camera. So I'm pretty forgiving of the shortcomings, like the inconsistent color science and the lackluster low-light performance. Yes, even with the new night mode, it's not great. Here's a fun fact. I spent most of my review period shooting video with the Note 10 Plus instead of stills because of how much I enjoyed that new super steady stabilization. This was shot with no gimbal, no rig, just the phone in my hand. Here, you get a zoom-in mic, probably inspired by HTC, which increases microphone sensitivity as you magnify on a subject. And speaking of stuff borrowed from other manufacturers, super slow motion is back again, largely unchanged from the S10, but still more useful than it is on the Sony phones. Package all that up with the built-in video editor, and you get a potent production platform for mobile filmmakers. Not as potent as it could be, with proper manual controls in the camcorder and the aforementioned headphone jack. Samsung is still bested by LG there. And the free video editor is very basic and a little buggy. You're going to need to invest in something like Adobe Rush to produce something with any kind of polish to it. Incidentally, I will have the opportunity to try that, and next week I'm going to produce a video entirely on the Note 10 Plus when I test out Verizon's new 5G network in Providence. If you want to see that when it goes live, make sure you're subscribed to Mr. Mobile on YouTube. We've left the phone's halo feature for long enough to say. Yeah, Samsung is once again leaning mainly on the S Pen to differentiate the Note, and it's still the phone's most compelling feature. No, not because of the new gyro gestures, which I find just as useless as the and certainly not because you can see it on people's faces now. Those are the kind of gimmicks that lead to people dismissing the S Pen as a toy. Really, it's a very useful tool. In addition to being a helpful anachronism for those who still love the feel of handwriting, it's a mouse that brings the precision clicks you need if you're going to do stuff like edit video on the go. It helps with the flow of the edit process, button controlling play and pause so you can more easily navigate the timeline. It's great for photo editing, making precision changes to certain regions of the photo. And for someone like me, whose thumbs are finally starting to feel the effects of years spent swiping smartphone screens, it's a much appreciated alternate input method. It's like those old Jeep stickers. You need to use the S Pen for a while to understand it. Or, you know, you could just get hooked on this.
Here.
What happens when you spend too long making a phone video? It's a little weird. Okay, say the meat and potatoes, folks. What about the cake underneath all the icing? Mixed metaphors aside, the fundamentals are strong. Voice calls are bright and loud, and those dual speakers also make watching media a pleasure, with only a slight pacing rattle to complain about at max volume.
Hi, I'm Michael Josh, and you're watching Gaspatch.
The phone's design boasts more attention to detail than any Samsung phone up to this point, right down to the fully aligned ports at top and bottom. I already mentioned the screen, but during the edit process I saw this tweet from XDA's Max Weinberg on Twitter. And he's right. I think this is the prettiest display I've ever laid eyes on. Refresh rate be damned. And the phone itself is strikingly beautiful. You gotta love a phone that looks like a compact disc. But if you're tired of the fingerprints, or those reflections messing up your out-the-window Amtrak shots, you can kill 2 smudges with 1 skin thanks to my sponsor, dbrand. Whether you go for a special grip case or just the classic vinyl skins, you'll get protection and looks that you just can't find anywhere else. Hit the link in my description to deck out your Note 10 or 10 Plus, and thanks to dbrand for sponsoring this video. Folks, I'm going to bring it home with a slightly controversial opinion. An expensive smartphone is fine, as long as it packs extensive features. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus fits that bill, from its spec sheet to its S Pen. And if it's between buying this or an iPhone, the Note is definitely the more compelling product. But if you forgive my speculation, it seems like Samsung didn't try as hard to blow the roof off with this one. And if that's true, I think the reason for that might be that when the Note 10 was being designed, Samsung still expected the Galaxy Fold to be the thing that would wow the Note's traditional base. Needless to say, it hasn't worked out that way, at least not yet. So, as impressive as it is on a few fronts, on others the Note 10 Plus feels like the launch event that announced it. Flashy, but also by the numbers. It feels like a phone from a company that knows it doesn't have meaningful Android competition in the US. A company that, as my colleague Andrew Martnick puts it, is already winning the race in neutral. And in 2019, with excellent phones like the Pixel 3a and OnePlus 7 Pro on shelves for many, many hundreds of dollars less, you're soon going to have to do better than this to earn the kind of glowing recommendation the Note used to be known for. My friends, as long as this video is, there's more I didn't get to, from Samsung DeX to more of those camera modes, so be sure to check out the full review from Android Central, which I'll link below. Big thanks to Hayato Huseman and my other friends from AC for their help assembling this video, which was made possible by a review sample from Samsung. The company did not offer compensation for this review or receive copy approval rights. That means they're seeing it at the same time you are. Please subscribe if that's the kind of review you'd like to see more of on YouTube. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay mobile, my friends. Unlike consoles, Stadia doesn't take up any space. To call a product pro, a company is implicitly saying that its device is made for professionals, an ideal solution to help you get certain things done better than you could with others. The thing is, if you've spent the last couple of years with an iPad Pro, you'll know that Apple's definition of pro seems to vary. Originally, it was the Apple Pencil which separated the pro from the amateur, a direct bow to the Samsung Galaxy Note that kept believing in a feature that Steve Jobs once mocked. The irony is that Samsung has never really called its Note a pro, even if it advertises it as made for professionals. So I guess there's only one way to know which one is the right kind of pro for you. I'm Jaime Rivera with Clock, and now in this is iPhone 11 Pro versus Samsung Galaxy Note 10. The most common question that I get in the comments is which device is my daily driver, and it's usually the same answer. It's whatever small iPhone is out, plus whatever Galaxy Note is out. This time, and for this particular comparison, because we have a smaller Galaxy Note, I decided to make this comparison fair, mainly because both devices are priced the same, so it's always good to know which variant gives you more bang for those $1,000. Size-wise, it's quite shocking to see that both devices aren't really that much different. The Galaxy just seems slightly larger because of its boxy design, but it's actually just 7 millimeters taller. And they're both almost just as wide and just as thick. Yet the iPhone is a crazy 20 grams heavier. If you're wondering why, it's most likely got to do with the stainless steel frame Apple uses versus the aluminum on the Galaxy Note 10. They actually both look similar when it comes to their finish, but the stainless steel will be more resilient to a fall than the aluminum, though also more prone to micro scratches when compared to the latter. I have to hand it to Cupertino for this frosted finish on the back glass. It does a significantly better job at deterring fingerprints in the Galaxy Note 10. Apple doesn't really provide a rating for its glass, but it claims to be the strongest available. Now, we do know that it's made by Corning, just like the Gorilla Glass 6 on the Note 10. Overall, both devices offer great build quality, but I'll give more points to Apple for its stainless steel. Now, internals are more of a mixed bag, and I shouldn't even compare them. I mean, iOS is not as spec-hungry as Android is. Still, there are some substantial differences in what you get for the same money on either phone. Aside from the processor differences, the Galaxy Note 10 will give you double the RAM and 4 times more storage. Yes, 256 gigabytes versus a meager 64. There's also a 13% larger battery and support for faster wireless charging. Everything else, from the IP rating to the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth version, are all the same. Thing is, you really don't have to be a spec head to know that Samsung wins this one. And it's mainly because if you want to get the same amount of storage on the iPhone, that's an extra $150. Now, if you were to follow the marketing, you'd assume that Apple's display is significantly better. See, Apple made a huge deal about their new Pro Display XDR because it can go up to 1200 nits of brightness in certain scenarios and has a crazy 2 million to 1 contrast ratio. Thing is, if you want to know which other device has those exact same specifications, it's actually the Galaxy Note 10. Samsung makes Apple's display. I mean, their dynamic AMOLED was actually the first to provide all this brightness and contrast, and with the benefit of a larger 6.3-inch canvas versus 5.8. About the only reason why I give this one to Apple is because of the added resolution. I actually never thought that I'd say that I could tell the difference between 458 ppi and 401, but you actually can if you look closely. The iPhone's display just looks sharper. But then there's the feature that the iPhone just doesn't have, and which makes a Note a Note. And it's the Wacom digitizer on the display that enables the S Pen to do its thing. And boy, is it important. See, stylus input wasn't invented by Samsung, but man, have they perfected it. Using the S Pen feels like using a Sharpie on a piece of paper. And this is the first time that you don't need a behemoth of a phone to have it available to you within the phone's body. This alone is a definite win for Samsung, but then there's also the topic of software. What?
Switch to Metro and get 2 free phones. Plus, unwrap a brand new tablet on us. Enjoy unlimited data on all your devices. With a full Amazon Prime membership included. Get the best deal
fucking heroes. God
Metro.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Inside Tech. Over the past couple of weeks, Apple re-established itself as one of the best smartphone companies around with the release of the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max. As we saw in the last video, there were a few exciting and innovative improvements, but many of the new features were simply Apple playing catch-up to what Android already offered, Android devices like the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. What we established in the Note 10 Plus review was that it's not only a fantastic Samsung device, but potentially the best Android smartphone on the market. So in this video, we'll be comparing what many believe to be the best iOS and Android devices, covering all of the differences between each phone, and deciding which one offers the best value for money. Let's take a look. First off, we'll take a look at their designs, and I have here the Space Grey and Aura Black models for the most direct comparison as possible. Both phones have a glass sandwich design with metal frames, with Gorilla Glass 6 used in the Note 10 Plus. Apple don't specify the glass used in their phone, but do claim once again to have the strongest glass in any smartphone. Drop tests comparing these two phones are pretty inconclusive, and have shown both phones to be the victor in different situations. There isn't a definitive answer as to which is more durable. The only guaranteed takeaway is that both phones are made of glass, which can shatter if you drop them. One thing I should mention though is that the Note has curved glass on both sides, which wraps around a lot further on the edges than the iPhone. So if you did happen to drop these without a case, there's more chance of the Note landing on its glass panels and breaking. The iPhone does have one surefire durability advantage though, because its metal frame is made from stainless steel, one of only a few smartphones to do so. Stainless steel is much harder than the aluminium found in the Note 10 Plus, so the iPhone will be more scratch resistant. The iPhone is also the more water resistant of the two phones, with protection against submersion up to 4 meters versus 1.5 meters in the Note 10 Plus, awarding iPhone the best water resistance for any smartphone. The iPhone has the power button and SIM card tray on the right hand side, but new for the Note this year is the removal of the power button, which is now integrated into the Bixby button on the left side. Bixby is still just about as useless as Siri, so I quickly remapped the button to open other apps. The customization of the Bixby button is nice, but it's a shame that the Google Assistant still isn't an option here. It's not correctly anyway. There's no such button on the iPhone, but it does have the handy mute switch, something I think all phones should have, and I'd probably switch the Note's Bixby button for a mute switch if I could. As a right-handed user, I do prefer having the power button on the right-hand side on the iPhone, and I still don't see any advantage to Samsung removing it, but you soon adjust and it's really not a big issue. Having drastically reduced the speaker grill, Samsung have now placed the speaker on top of the phone, alongside the microphone and SIM card tray. This is a hybrid SIM card tray, which can fit either dual SIMs or SIM and micro SD cards for expandable storage. This is a huge advantage over the iPhone's single SIM card slot, which can only have a dual SIM setup with the eSIM and doesn't offer any expandable storage at all, and I'll touch on this again later on. Since the iPhone does have a full-size top speaker, I did find it easier to hear people during phone calls, who in turn found me easier to hear than on the Note 10 Plus. Phone call performance is an aspect I tend not to focus on in reviews, since there are a number of variable factors involved. But since a lot of people have asked me about this, using the phones on the same network, the iPhone did generally perform better, but neither phone had any major issues. At the bottom of the phones we have the microphones and speaker grills, the S Pen in the Note 10 Plus, and the USB-C and Lightning ports for charging. I had to see USB-C finally introduced to the iPhone this year, especially in a phone that Apple are calling Pro, but it looks like we'll need to wait yet another year. USB-C is much more versatile, it's by far the superior connector type, so Samsung definitely wins this one. With no headphone jack in either phone, both phones include wired USB-C and Lightning earphones in the box. Neither sound amazing, but I do prefer the AKG earphones, since they have a braided wire cable and an in-ear style design. These are the largest phones that each company offers, with the exception of the Galaxy Fold, and have very similar dimensions. The Note is the taller device, but is also thinner, narrower, and noticeably lighter than the 11 Pro Max. There are two major design differences with the rear panels. First of all, the iPhone now has a frosted glass texture, which I have to say feels really good in the hand, and along with the rounded corners, this makes holding the iPhone much more comfortable than the boxy Note 10 Plus. As beautiful as the Note's glossy finish is, it's a huge fingerprint magnet, which now isn't a problem on the iPhone. The second is of course the camera design. The iPhone was initially met with some criticism of its new triple lens camera module, but it does look much better in real life on the finished models. Having said that, the Note's more traditional camera alignment is arguably more sleek and elegant, so let me know down in the comment section which of these you guys prefer. As for the front displays, there are actually quite a few similarities here, with the same colour range, brightness and contrast ratio in each phone. Samsung's larger 6.8-inch display...
Damn, 6.8. 30, 40. HDR10, HDR10. Same thing. Same thing. Yeah.
Is actually one of my favourite. Easier. This is when holding the phone. An issue I ran into. Have the advantage in screen resolution though. Its 1440p display has a much higher pixel density. It also supports HDR10+, which the iPhone strangely doesn't, despite also having a peak brightness of 1200 nits. Realistically though, there isn't much content supporting HDR10+ yet anyway. Both phones support the more popular HDR10 and Dolby Vision though, so along with Dolby Atmos support, watching movies is fantastic on both phones. The iPhone does have better speakers though, and with the new spatial audio feature, your content is more immersive. The full-size front speaker grill provides better stereo separation too, and cranking the volume up to max, the sound is louder on the iPhone. You won't be able to hear the spatial audio effect over YouTube, but you should be able to hear the difference in volume. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Inside Tech. Today's video is one of the most highly requested on the channel, and certainly one of the reviews I've been most looking forward to. These are the new WF-1000X-M3, the latest one. When it comes to YouTube content, the Note does have a big advantage. Not only can you watch at 1440p resolution, but you can also watch HDR content, which currently isn't possible on the iPhone. The iPhone beats the Note's display with two features though. The first is True Tone, which automatically adjusts the white balance based on the lighting conditions. The Note 10 Plus does have a blue light filter, but it's not as effective or sophisticated as True Tone. The second is that the iPhone screen is completely flat, which eliminates accidental screen presses when holding the phone, an issue I ran into with the Note 10 Plus. It also means that none of your content is distorted at the edges, which some people prefer. Conversely, the Note 10 Plus is able to achieve razor-thin bezels, much thinner than on the iPhone, so there are advantages to both. The Note's bezels are actually thinner on the top and bottom too, but are perhaps a bit more noticeable in contrast to the thinner side bezels, so some people may prefer the symmetry of the bezels on the iPhone. When watching high dynamic range content, the phones can exceed their typical maximum brightness to reach 1200 nits. You can see here on the Note 10 Plus as I exit an HDR video on YouTube that the display naturally decreases the brightness back to its normal maximum. The iPhone peaks at 800 nits for normal use, and although not specifically stated by Samsung, the Note 10 Plus is thought to be about the same too. These are just the specs on paper though, and I found with general use that the iPhone was noticeably brighter in normal lighting conditions, and also when using the phones in bright sunlight. The most significant visual difference here though, and ultimately what makes the Note my favourite screen of the two, is how each phone handles the front-facing camera. I'm not the biggest fan of the centrally placed camera lens, but in my opinion, the whole front display is much better than the iPhone's large and obtrusive notch. The Note's display is much more modern, and you can tell that the iPhone's notch is a 2-year-old design. The Note consequently has a much higher screen-to-body ratio, which makes watching movies and gaming more enjoyable. Aside from perhaps the 90Hz refresh rate screens, like the OnePlus 7 Pro, I think that the Note 10 Plus has one of the best-looking screens on any smartphone. Of course, the reason the iPhone's notch is so large is to house the necessary components for Face ID, which in fairness is the safest and most sophisticated facial unlocking system on a smartphone. Thanks to iOS 13, Face ID is now even faster than Samsung's Face Unlock, even with faster recognition turned on. The Note's Face Unlock is the convenient but insecure method that can be fooled by pictures of you, so for a more secure unlock method, it also has an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. This is embedded beneath the screen, and therefore doesn't obscure the display at all, which is a huge advantage. It's also faster than Face ID, although you do need to place your fingerprint in the exact correct location each time, which can be hard to do with the screen turned off. Muscle memory does help you to get this right most of the time, and of course you could wake the screen first, but then it loses its speed advantage. You also have the problem that dirt or moisture can sometimes stop you from using the scanner, whereas Face ID works essentially every single time. Face ID for me is a much better biometric method overall, but I can see the merits to both systems. The iPhone's big notch is a heavy price to pay for Face ID, and as much as I love it, I would take an under-display fingerprint scanner in order to get rid of the notch and give the iPhone a more modern look with just the front-facing camera on the screen. It's really a choice of the convenience of Face ID or the better aesthetic of the Note's fingerprint scanner, so let me know which of these two you prefer down in the comments section. Speaking of the front-facing cameras, both lenses have f2.2 apertures, but the iPhone has a slightly higher resolution lens at 12 megapixels versus 10 in the Note 10 Plus. You can see the difference that higher resolution makes in how much sharper and more detailed the image taken on the iPhone is. The Note seems to have smoothed the skin texture, even with beauty mode turned off. The iPhone's colours are also more natural, and although Samsung's image is still very good, it is characteristically a little overexposed. We essentially see the same result for portrait mode too, with a sharper image and more accurate colours from the iPhone. I would say that the Note 10 Plus has the better edge detection though, and if I zoom in on the arm and shoulder here, you can see a much more refined and distinct edge compared to the iPhone. I also like that you have the option to save the previewed image directly to the camera roll on the Note 10 Plus, whereas on the iPhone, this automatically flips the image. For the front-facing video, both cameras can record in 4K resolution, but only the iPhone is able to record 4K at 60 frames per second, and is in fact the only smartphone able to do so. The stabilisation is slightly better here too, but especially the dynamic range. The picture is nice and bright on the Note 10 Plus, but you can see that the sky is blown out and overexposed. On the iPhone only, you can record slow motion video on the front-facing camera. I can't see myself ever using this, and I think the feature is about as useless as the name Slow-Fi is ridiculous. One feature exclusive to the Note 10 Plus is Live Focus Video, allowing you to apply live focus lighting effects whilst recording. This works with both the front and rear cameras, but is more effective on the front camera lens since the auto-tracking is more accurate for non-moving subjects. Moving on to the rear cameras, both phones have triple lens camera systems, with main, telephoto and ultra-wide lenses. The Note 10 Plus also has a fourth time-of-flight camera used for depth information and 3D mapping. This enables features like the 3D scanning app, but as we saw in my other Note video, this doesn't offer particularly good results. As for the regular cameras, both of these phones produce really crisp and detailed photos, and each camera excels in different situations. The iPhone produced more natural images, whereas the Note 10 Plus tended to overprocess, which had both benefits and drawbacks. In these images here, the colour is much more accurate and true to life on the left, and there's also better dynamic range here, so you can see a lot more detail in the clouds. The Note's photo has this kind of blue hue to it, and the colours are a little oversaturated. I do like how sharp the image is though, and switching over to the telephoto lens, this becomes quite apparent. The contrast is a lot higher too, so the picture really pops and stands out. With the ultra-wide lens though, the 11 Pro Max really stood out with how well it maintained consistency with its other lenses. The iPhone processes multiple images from each lens before you even press the shutter, optimizing the colour and lighting so that you get a better consistency across all three lenses. Comparing this to the Note 10 Plus, there's a noticeable difference with its wide and other two lenses. Colour accuracy is one of the iPhone's greatest strengths, and although I love the vibrancy of the leaves with the Notes picture here, it's not as true to life as the iPhone. Zooming into 200%, you can also see a higher level of detail retained with the iPhone, and a lot of this is down to how well the iPhone handles dynamic range. The range of exposure from bright highlights to dark shadows allows the camera to retain higher levels of detail, and zooming out to the ultra-wide lens, you can see how the clouds in the background have more definition than with the Note 10 Plus. Again though, you can see the Note's higher contrast, which makes the tree stand out in its environment, and this extra processing can sometimes be a benefit. This picture of the plant here, for example, is really striking and much sharper on the Note 10 Plus, even if the colour is not as accurate as on the 11 Pro Max. The image quality on both phones is fantastic, and the average consumer should be happy with either phone. I think a lot of people might like the Note's photos, since these can often appear a little more striking straight out of the camera. The Note processes the images to increase the contrast, sharpness and exposure, as though it's adding some light edits to your photos automatically. As we've seen though, this can often lead to oversaturated and unnatural looking photos, as the 11 Pro Max captures more true-to-life images. Apple have really stepped it up this year, and professionals will want to look to the iPhone's arguably superior camera for more realistic images with higher colour accuracy and dynamic range. New for both phones this year is a dedicated... In these photos, I like how much extra detail is revealed with the shadows as well. The shadow is actually a common theme with night mode on the Note 10 Plus, which can rescue detail that would otherwise be lost.
Look at that. That's crazy. That's my dad. I'm Junior. And that's my brother. Mom. It's just like 30 years ago.
The restaurant sign does have this unnatural blur around it though, as the text consequently seems a bit blurry compared to the photo on the left. Again, the iPhone is showing
This is awesome memories, beautiful family.
in this instance, I actually think it works better for the Note 10 Plus, since the sign now appears more legible. The iPhone's better colour accuracy is evident here with this red postbox, which has lost its colour with the Note's image processing. If I crop in on the images here, you can see the extra detail captured on the 11 Pro Max too, and in general, I do think
I got a whole bunch more.
offered better night mode performance overall. The night mode results can vary depending on the subject and lighting conditions, and each phone succeeds in different situations. With these features here, is the Note that actually has the better dynamic.
Where's my niece?
You can see how the highlights are blown out in the brickwork on the iPhone. In general,
She's beautiful.
works best to enhance photos
Beautiful little girl.
sources, as opposed to being used in really dark conditions. This way, your images can retain their sharpness and clarity, but still
You bet she ain't gonna be old not having no boyfriends.
if you do want to take pictures in
Shit.
conditions,
I might be old, but my youngest brother's only 17.
switching over to night, the iPhone blurs the galaxy away, since you can take much longer exposures. Not only is the image brighter,
And my other brother is only 19. And my other brother after him is 21. Then my other brother is 23. My other brother is 30. And then me. Come on, man. What you doing, boy? Knocking my shit down.
Generally, night mode on the iPhone does display only when appropriate, and even in low light, the normal photo mode actually takes pretty decent photos. It is definitely a huge benefit to have manual control over this on the Note 10 Plus. Overall, I do like the extra detail that the Note's night mode brings out in the shadows, which often means that it takes a more useful picture than the iPhone. Unfortunately, it often overexposes to do so, and generates a lot of unwanted noise. The Note often struggled with autofocus too, as the iPhone's night mode offers better dynamic range and color accuracy. So I think
Here's my mom and her husband.
these phones are two of the best cameras you'll find on a smartphone, but Apple have really stepped it up this year. And to
Oh, mama.
over the Note 10 Plus. Whilst the iPhone may be the better picture taker overall, what I love about the Note 10 Plus is that the camera app is so much more comprehensive. Features like the scene optimizer, a floating shutter button, and a dedicated Pro mode give you so much more control, and you need third-party apps to do this on an iPhone. When it comes to recording video though, there's simply only one winner. The iPhone has been the
What the fuck's up with this? I gotta fix this typing shit.
This is easily still true today. Both phones can record in 4K 60 resolution, which the pitch rate is
A couple of fixing functions such as stickers.
Samsung too.
I think this was fucking swipe touch, keyboards, pin detection.
Smoother footage on the 11 Pro Max. Unfortunately, the Note Super Steady also seems to oversaturate the color too. Recording video in low light conditions is also very grainy on the Note 10 Plus, even though the main lens has a wide
Oh, probably because I'm making a video.
The Note does have a few extra video features though, the first of which is Super Slow-Mo, a 960 frames per second video at 720p resolution. Both phones can record slow motion video in 1080p at up to 240 frames per second, but the Note Super Slow-Mo takes this even further. Sadly, you can only record less than a second of video.
Shit, kind of tight with
Difficult to get the shot
shit in my hands.
as the resolution is often too low to get any useful footage. The Note can also record HDR10 Plus video at 1080p30, which you can then watch back natively on the phone's display. I don't think that this format will be useful very often, but it's still an added benefit of the Note over the iPhone. This year, the video editors have been improved on both phones, introducing new tools for cropping, filters, as well as color and light adjustments. This is a bit more comprehensive,
What's wrong, buddy?
but more enjoyable to navigate on the Note 10 Plus than the iPhone. Nothing comes close to the precision of the display. For applications like editing photos and video, and even basic I made this so much easier. Those of you familiar with the S Pen will know just how useful it can be, as new features like handwriting to text conversion have made it an essential tool for productivity. There are also new features like AR doodle and air gestures which add a bit of fun and creativity too, but I can't say that I ever really use either of these. Now that phone screens are so large, it's hard to use these as one-handed devices, so the S Pen offers a handy and more comfortable way to interact with
Okay, it's already.